Well, well, well. Here we are. Zach didn't actually know that we have been asked to give a speech tonight. And you all can't see his face, but if you could see his face, you'd know. He knows just how bad this could be.
Words. But before we really get into it, we want to thank Zach and Sarika and their families for everything this weekend. It's all been absolutely beautiful.
If you don't know us, we were Zach's roommates in college at the University of Florida. Yes, yes. Some say Florida is the Harvard of the South. Same people who say Miller High Life is the champagne of beers.
Zach always excelled at whatever he was doing. The four of us met in the honors dorm at Florida, and across the entire dorm, Zach was among the smartest, best at Super Smash Brothers, and the worst at talking to girls.
But when I met Zach, he was the weird kid who ate an entire family-sized bag of Doritos and gave himself an ulcer. Really happened.
Zach and I helped each other through business classes, case competitions over the years. But I'm sorry, Mrs. Turner. I didn't do enough to help Zach from his lowest grade senior year when he got a B in growing fruit for fun and profit. All we had to do was show up and take notes. That was all we had to do. And it was Zach's lowest grade.
Well, I was actually standing right there in our apartment when Zach learned he got his first A-. And afterwards, we learned how to patch a hole in drywall.
When he was in college, Zach had a scooter. And we routinely had to drive to far-flung parts of Gainesville in order to pick him up when he had run out of gas. I'm glad he wasn't in charge of feeding the horse this evening.
So I was not a business guy, so I got to know Zach through his other collegiate passion, food. And by that I mainly mean volume of food. Because no self-respecting foodie would eat cold garbanzo beans out of a can like a cartoon hobo.
Or the time Zach made himself sick by eating 14 bananas in one sitting.
And even now, still horrifying servers by ordering 2 entrees at a time.
After college, Zach left Florida and he moved to Austin. He's still Floridian at heart. He loves the beach, live music, and is weirdly paranoid about the government and data privacy. Unrelated, this wedding is brought to you by NordVPN. Seriously though, Siri, I hope tomorrow you bring a decryption key so you can read Zach's vows off then.
Sarika, if Zach ever tries to convince you to move to a house with a backyard, it's because he wants to bury his bullion out there like Blackbeard.
Zach is truly kind and optimistic. As optimistic as someone can be who believes the collapse of the US dollar is imminent.
Now, as has been said many times tonight, we all know that Zach is extremely intelligent, which is why it's amazing that he's done some of the dumbest shit I have ever seen. Like, for example, the time when Zach showed up accidentally to a bachelor party in New Orleans a week early. True story. So, Zach, I assume you've been living in San Francisco for the past 2.5 months.
Zach got the advice to not marry someone smarter than you and not get married until you're 35. After meeting Sarika and knowing that Zach's birthday turns 35 in 15 days, You went 0 for 2.
Zach is honestly the most curious, dedicated person I know. He was a fantastic roommate. He's been a brilliant friend. To command Zach's attention, one must be complex. To hold his interest, you must be passionate. And so in Sarika, I see the ideal counterpart to Zach. A lifetime of fascination and discovery.
Now, let's all raise a glass and toast to Zach and Sarika. Cheers.
Go Gators.
Go Gators.